Who, me? Who, me? Me? Not me. Before the video started, I prepped my wig by placing my dome cap on top of my wig head. The type of dome cap that I prefer to use is the mesh one because, as you can see, it's slightly see-through, and that's because of the holes that's in it. So those holes allow, your hair to breathe underneath that wig, opposed to the regular dome caps that's like a silk do-rag underneath your wig. So I put the dome cap on, and then I placed my closure on top, and I centered it as best as I could. I placed pins on the sides so it can stay in place, and then I sewed all around the perimeter. This wig is going to be pretty long. I'm using 24 inches. I'm starting off with 24 inches. So more than likely, I'm going to use about 3 bundles in this wig. And as you can see, I like to double my bundle. I like to double the weft just so I have more room to make the wig fuller. As I'm sewing, I kind of go in the same pattern as if I'm doing a sew-in. So I look at the back of the head and I kind of measure like where the ear would start, a little below where the ear would start, and I just sew in a straight line. I'm gonna kind of bring it up closer so you all can see. But as you can see, if you look closely, like all of my stitching is really close together and really neat. You don't want to have a lot of spaces between your stitching because that's going to cause your wig to have gaps in it, and that's what you don't want. I'm not cutting. I do not cut my weft as I stitch. I don't think in this video, but I'll probably do another one so I can show y'all like how I make it super flat. But I sew it like double, triple times sometimes when I get to the edge, and pull it real tight just so I can make it as flat as possible. And then I continue to sew. Right here, I'm about to, and I don't go through the weft until I get to like the end of my thread. Once I go through, I do a double knot, and then I just sew up again, thread my needle up again, and continue to sew. What's keeping the hair, if you can tell, like the hair is kind of staying in a place. I had put a T-pin in the hair. Let me get my baby out the way. But I put a T-pin in the hair to kind of keep it up. But sometimes then when I get toward the end of it, I remove it so I can continue to pull the hair tight, if you understand what I'm saying. Like I pull it tight. But in the beginning, I'll keep the pin in so it can keep the place of where I want those tracks to lay. But yeah, I'm just sewing and stitching. Let me see if I'm about to show y'all. Okay, so you see when I got right there, I pulled the hair back, and then I did like a stitch right in between, like where I crossed over. Then right at that little point, I'm gonna stitch it like 2-3 times just to pull it as flat as I can. Then I'm about to keep on going. Now while I was making this video, I dropped my phone, y'all, and it broke. So I went through a whole process of coloring and finishing the wig, but I couldn't show you, and I didn't really want to stop making the wig just to wait to get my phone fixed. So you all missed a few steps, but I'll be doing more. I dyed this wig black, and I did an ombre on the bottom. I bleached it up, and then I did aquamarine, a door color. I didn't like how it turned out. It turned out really green at first, so I added like a blue on top. I can't really think of the exact shade of blue, but as you can see, it's like a green tint and a blue tint, so that's why I call this wig the Black Mermaid. Y'all, I hate this wig stand. Do you see how my baby head is just twisting and turning as I'm blow drying? She then came back like her neck is broke. I hate it. I need to get a new one, but it gets the job done for now. So now I'm just going through my paddle brush, and I'm getting the hair dry. I think it's on medium. I have it on medium heat, and I'm not brushing and pulling real hard. But I put this so you all can see the how it starts out wavy, and then because I used the loose wave hair, has a really pretty wave to it, but it can get really straight. So I'm blow drying it, so once it's time to style this wig, I can style it well. You know, if the hair is still wet while you're trying to style, your curls will not last and it will not get straight as you want it to be. So I just go through it, blow dry it, and then after this, I will be plucking. All right, you can see those knots have been bleached and they are giving scalp right now. So I'm just separating it so I can go in and pluck and give a better illusion of scalp so the closure is not so thick. So what I do is I start like toward the middle of my closure and I separate it, pull the hair to the front, and then I just go in a line and thin it out. Like you can see what I'm doing. I go in a straight line, I thin it out. Or if I ever see like spots that didn't take, you know, sometimes you have those little knots that don't take all the way to the bleach, I pluck those out too. You know, sometimes everything isn't perfect, so I just go in and pluck it out. And I kind of just use my judgment on how it's looking, how thin it's getting. I don't like mine really thin, especially because once you bleach your knots, that really gives you a good illusion already. So once you go in and you get to plucking, and then you want to get some foam because that's gonna help it to lay as you plucking. You see, so yeah, if you've already bleached your knots, you don't need to just pluck unless you got a super thick closure. So, but you know, plucking definitely is gonna give it that more natural look. Another thing I do is I go in to where more than likely I'm going to wear a part. So I do like a slight side pluck, then I'll do a slight middle pluck, and then a slight other side pluck. Just so you know when it's time to switch the wig up, it's not all bulky on the inside of it when you switching your parts around. So I just go in a little bit. I don't do too much, you know, but I do go in and pluck it some to give it a way better look to it. Now this section right here is pretty much like the baby hair, where the baby hair is going to be probably a little less than that. But yeah, just pluck. Get all that thickness out right here because this is where the you're going to have like your edge hairline, whatever you call it. This is where the hairline is going to be. Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced. So come now. So I noticed it looked a little thicker on the other side, so I parted it a little bit more to give me a little bit to kind of even those baby hairs out and the hairline out as well. She is going to be a middle part sew in for the style that I'm about to do for her. So I said sew in, Lord, wig, a middle part wig. So I'm going in and I'm about to perfect this middle part. I hate big, heavy finger width parts. So what you see me doing is like a really, really fine part. I'm just going in a straight line and just like removing probably 1 to 2 strands. And here she is, the Black Mermaid, y'all. She is wand curl. She has been flattened on the top. I went on and pressed it. I didn't show this whole process because wand curls takes a very long time, but in one of these videos, one of these days, I'll show y'all how I do that too. But she came out gorgeous to me. Look at those curls. Slight baby hair, not too much, but I just wanted a little wave to define, to really give the effect that I was looking for. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Tell me what else you would like to see that I left out of the process. If y'all want to see something else more in depth, just leave it in the comments. Rate this wig. Let me know what you rocking, what colors y'all would like to see. Thank you for coming to my page. Subscribe to my channel if you have not. And I love y'all. See you next time. Bye.